Okay, so this is what I would like to see at a future Microsoft E3 event. And since there's only one coming in a couple of weeks anyway, why not get my thoughts on that? I don't know if I'll do one on Nintendo because I've heard they're not doing an actual E3 big event. It's supposed to be like a bunch of mini events that are supposed to be like an hour long total or something. And they're gonna basically rehash everything they've already mentioned at Nintendo Direct, and that'll basically be their big thing now. Nintendo Direct will be everything. So if you're not a huge Nintendo fan and you don't look at Nintendo Direct, you're never gonna get no shit about Nintendo games anymore. Yeah, way to do that, Nintendo. And I know some people are like, they'll still be in E3. They're not gonna make it like everything that it used to be, though. They're not gonna actually give. They're not gonna be like super extravagant. They're not gonna be like, okay, we had to be like Nintendo and Sony. They've abandoned that, which I understand. They totally fucked up last gen, but they could have taken it as a learning experience. But no, they just decided, fuck it, we're gonna be our own thing. And they were always their own thing. That wasn't their fucking problem. Their problem was they weren't paying any goddamn attention to their own fucking systems. Okay? That is a problem. Now, and they're still doing it. Don't BS me with the Nintendo Direct. Holy shit! Here's all these games. Blah blah blah. I've seen the games. Most of them won't be out till towards the end of the year when, holy shit, two other consoles come out. Oh my fucking god. No. So let's get started with Microsoft. I already talked about what was really fucking wrong with their conference, and so did Angry Joe, and so did Alpha Omega Sin. Angry Joe got 1.5 million views, 1.5 million views from his rant on that terrible Xbox One conference. And I know Alpha Omega Sin also got tons of views, and I'm really glad for them. And I gave my 2 cents. And I knew I wasn't going to get views, but I don't care because I still want to give my 2 cents on it. And for Microsoft, these are things that I want to talk about for their conference. What I'd like to see, that probably, again, like with the Sony conference thing that I mentioned, not going to happen. I just like to give my thoughts, and if people agree with me, that's not fine. If people want to disagree, that's also fine. Do it in the comments and tell me what you think. Or make your own response video. Now, Microsoft, okay. Things that were wrong with the conference was this, and people have been, bullshitting it and saying they'll show everything at E3. If they do that, I will be glad. But what I wanted was to see them at the conference. Because that was their big thing to try and say Sony has to eat a dick because we are totally gonna fucking own them this generation. But no, what did they do? They were like, TV box. And you have to pay a subscription fee. Oh, and it requires Kinect. Oh, and you kind of can't play games on it. Well, you can, but it's this complicated process, and it's okay. It's simple. You have to. It's basically like PC, but it's more annoying because you have to basically tell your Kinect to start shit, like play games, then install the disc, like again PC, which is fine, but it's a console. Why do this at all? So install, wait anywhere between 10 and like 40 minutes depending on how much space is on this, how fast the disk drive is, um, you have to register the game, and numerous other crap. That's a pain in the ass just for that. And then you can finally play your game. Like, why should I go through all that? That's annoying. Um, but yeah, that's some of the things that were mentioned before and after the conference. What was at the conference was basically TV, 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 TV. Sports, 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 sports. Call of Duty. We got Call of Duty, bitches. Oh my fucking god, it's not like I could totally get that on the PC and totally fucking destroy your Xbox. I have a PC here, built all in one. I can't really use it for gaming much now since the fan's acting like shit right now, even while I'm recording this. But I'm still gonna try sooner or later anyway. But nonetheless, if I really wanted to, and I was willing to fix the fan on this damn thing and upgrade a couple of small components, I could get this thing running faster, better, and with a better graphical quality than the Xbox One, and I wouldn't have to drop that much money. That's pretty sad, okay? But okay, if I was ignoring all that, again, and I can do that easily because I'm not a graphics hound, graphics whore, whatever you want to call it. But games that I wanted to see, just at all, and they didn't. They showed. Even though I'm not a fan of the series, I like the stories. Halo, where the fuck was that? You made a huge ass deal like last year and the year before about 343, taking over your head franchise and making it better. Okay, so why the fuck wasn't that there? They showed Halo TV series. But what does that have to do with Xbox One or games? Nothing. They could have advertised that on YouTube, and it would have been better. And what's airing on YouTube now? Call of fucking Duty, which they showed at this conference. What the fuck? And I get that that Activision, like always, is going to try and sell 15, 20 million units of that game, and they will. But that's still, like, why the fuck should I care? And again, Microsoft should have put their goddamn commercial on YouTube and not Call of Duty and shit. But yeah, Halo. Would have liked to have seen that, even though I'm not a huge fan of the gameplay. To me, it's boring and it's worse than every other shooter that exists, even third party. Gears. I understand Epic Games is doing whatever the fuck they're doing now, and they're probably going third party or going to a different company now. But nonetheless, Microsoft could have said, we're gonna make a deal with them, or they might be coming back, or we're gonna buy the IP from them. I mean, that was their big thing, was fucking Halo and Gears. No, I think they did show like Forza, which is fine. It looked great. It looked like as good as the Gran Turismo games, and those aren't amazing now. The Gran Turismo games, Forza's been better, and it like did what Gran Turismo used to do, and that's great. But they only showed like a trailer and good graphics, holy shit graphics. So I was like, okay. And I guess I missed one game, Quantum Break or whatever. I saw like a part of it. It didn't look that interesting. And then they said like towards the end, there's gonna be 15 titles exclusive to the console, but you didn't show any of them. Which is a problem. And they said they were having this huge deal with EA, the whole sports thing, and just in general, and NFL and ESPN, and no, they were just like. So again, I said this in my Xbox One videos. If they have this big deal with EA, why not buy out Need for Speed? You already have Forza. You buy out Need for Speed, that'll be something in your pocket that you can bank on that the competitors won't have. And people will, if they want races, they'll have to come to you. And it's fucked up, but it might work. If they have to deal with all that bullshit for your console. Think about it. I know I'm totally sounding like the devil just for telling them that. If they ever somehow manage to watch this video anyway. Which I doubt. But nonetheless, like, that's something. Sports games, you could buy those out. And they already sell like crack anyways. Madden, FIFA, whatever the fuck. Sports games, you can buy those, your Microsoft. And again, all these games that are exclusive could just be a bunch of random ass Kinect games for your new Kinect 2. 2. Like, seriously, Kinect 2, like, what the fuck? I don't understand it. Why do we need a camera for every new console? The PS4 and the PS3, it made sense to have a camera, because it has to track the motion of the goddamn controller and shit. And the Wii had a sensor bar, which was less bulky. The Kinect, what is it used for? Body tracking. And not very good either. Okay. No. The PlayStation, the iToy failed at that within a year and a half. Back in the early 2000s. Why even try doing that in 2010, 2011? It didn't make sense. It was a dumb idea. And despite selling well, it got hugely negative reviews, Microsoft. Just because it makes money doesn't mean it's a good idea. Good idea? Money. Money? Good idea. No. Fuck no. No. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. If you want money, and you want good reviews, both at the same time, make it so the camera just reads the controller. Like what Sony's doing. I mean, fuck. If you want regular motion gaming, why not have a motion controller like the PC or the Wii, and the PS3 with the Move? Why don't you just do that? It wouldn't cost you much. You could probably just figure a way to get to use the third-party PC one as well. It's not hard. And I get it. You want all the money for this Kinect thing. And I kind of get that. But again, just add functionality to the controller you already have and make Kinect just an extra thing like you did before. I don't want to use Kinect to switch my stuff. Well, let's get back to games again. Games. So games I would like to see for the console. Racing games, I would like to see that. Even if you bought it out, I wouldn't care. Now, I'm not going to buy the system, but it'd be cool to see trailers and for people to actually care about your games, which is what you wanted them to do at this conference at the very end. It's like, oh, and Cockteeth, you get games, bitch. It's like, that's what the fuck we were hoping for at the goddamn conference. And you tease us with fucking sports, TV. Like, I already got a fucking TV. If I want to see sports, I'll use my TV and turn to channel 2 and watch something. The fuck. Or, God forbid, I can get off my lazy ass and actually go outside. This old concept from the late 90s, going outside and grab a football or a fucking basketball and play sports. Oh my fucking god. Such a miraculous concept that's totally not ever like. God. Games! Okay. Other games that you could use to your advantage. Let's see. So, Need for Speed, Burnout. Again, you're already in the pockets of EA. Hell, at this point, you could buy games from, like, Activision. You could buy Crash Bandicoot. Holy shit. I mean, I'd be totally, like, freaking heartbroken. But, at the same time, like, I give a fuck. At this point, I don't care about Crash games anymore. No, the license isn't being really used except for phones, and no one's going to drop money on those shitty-ass games. So, you could buy that. I'm sure Activision would be like, oh, fuck it, take it. Just sell it for like, I don't know, $500,000. And then you just milk the shit out of that like you used to with Halo and Gears and other things. Like, really, you could buy any franchise that's not being used by Activision, EA, or numerous other third-party companies that you're already dipping pockets into. And again, if you do make a Kinect game and make it an exclusive, here's a small piece of advice. Make it a fucking dancing game. Those are the only games I see that are actually worth a damn on that piece of shit camera. Like, why the fuck? When I saw the trailer for a survival horror game on Kinect, I was like, okay, awesome. And then they were like, Kinect only. I'm like, fuck! How do you do this? I know it's not Microsoft, but it's still an exclusive Kinect game with that basic premise. Survival horror on Kinect. Like, and it looked like a decent game for the 360. I mean, not amazing, but it looked decent. And no, Kinect just fucked it up. And it may not have even been that good with that if it didn't have, it wasn't just for Kinect. But nonetheless, it would have been interesting and something to, bank on. Hell, that's another thing. Why not make a survival horror franchise? Nintendo is actually doing that now. They have a second or third party company that's going to be making a survival horror for their console, which is awesome. And they're third party companies that are making survival horror games just for systems in general. So why don't you make one? Make it a big entrance. Make it your big push into the next generation. Having a new genre of games just for your system and make it like all exciting and big and different. Even if you're totally bullshitting, it'll still get people excited. Okay. And then other genres. Action adventures. Where the fuck are those? Like, Sony has like God of War, and they have like the third-person shooter slash action adventure Uncharted for a while, and now they have the action adventure survival game coming out for their system in a couple of days, I believe. Or it came out already. I thought that game was supposed to come out. It get delayed. The Last of Us, yeah, that game. It looked amazing. I don't have a PS3 anymore, so I'm gonna be totally screwed for like 3 to 6 months until I can get one again. But like, it looked a beast, even before all of the even before the gameplay was shown and everything. It looked amazing, and it's Naughty Dog. Why don't you try for an action adventure game, or try and do what Last of Us is trying out? Something completely new and different, a mix between genres. Hell, I wouldn't even care if you did the overly repetitive role-playing shooter for the next system. Okay, that would be interesting. And have Microsoft Studios, or hell, even have Lionhead Studios make this game. I think they're still around. And I hate Lionhead Studios. Their games just don't look polished, and their people just never shut the fuck up about Fable. And I played the first Fable. It was good, and I've heard people talk about Fable 2 and say it was a good game. And then 3 totally killed it, and then Fable on rails. And like, people like talked about that game like it was some saving grace, like it was gonna bring Fable back to its roots. No. I played the original Fable, and it was a pretty good game. Fable on rails was totally embarrassing. So if Lionhead Studios can go back to their PC roots of their older games before Fable, before being with Microsoft, Microsoft can just tell them, we want you to mix these two genres, or to make a whole new IP, or make a whole new game. I think it could work if they actually polished their games like they used to. from what I've seen on reviews in the internet, with games like before Black and White and before like Magic Carpet and after Magic Carpet and shit like that. If they made games like they did before, Microsoft might have something for a real exclusive game that people would be willing to buy from them. Like, holy shit. It's just quite sad, really, because Microsoft had like all this momentum with the 360, and they just blew it when Kinect came out. They were just like, yeah, you know PS3 has that shitty move thing? We got something better. The camera that stares at you while you're jerking off to computer porn, and it plays games. You're gonna love it. You're gonna fucking love it. But, you know, just why? And here's my thing again. I said this during my video about the Sony conference. Microsoft has great writing for their scripts for these events. But their problem is that they don't have an interesting. They always just kill it. They're like, okay, well, we have all these games, you know. Problem is, they're on other consoles. I'm sorry. But like, seriously, come on. This give me something. Don't tell me we got exclusive content. I don't give a fuck about exclusive content unless it's on the fucking disc. Okay? Fucking disc. I don't need no goddamn DLC bullshit. Especially at this point in time when it's grating. Really fucking grating. Okay? Okay, again, things to get me interested. New genres, exclusive games, new IPs, different companies, even one that you've already, you know, had under your belt, such as Epic Games and Lionhead Studios and 343. Even if you still use those, ask them or convince them to make new genres so people like me who are just general gamers but are cheap as fuck, who aren't interested in your system, aren't going to buy it. You have to make us invested and interested, and so on. It really isn't that hard. You just have to think about it and try. Maybe look up some goddamn videos on the internet. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your time? Like, this whole reveal of your console was like a bunch of net bullshit that we'd heard about months ago. And we're like, fuck no. Like, fuck no. Like, keep that shit away from me. It's like an STD. Like, keep the fuck away, dude. Like keep your frickin', like, keep your herpes-covered dick away from me. No, you're not shoving that up my ass. No. No, you're not sticking that dick in my mouth. Keep it the fuck away, you sick motherfucker. Like, I don't swing that way, okay? Like, no. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna pay you to have sex with me. Fuck no. They just want to freaking infect me. And it's no. If you want me to get me to buy your shit, you have to be clean. STD free. Fucking not scary with your shitty ass camera who's staring at me while I fucking jerk it to whatever the fuck porn I'm watching, okay? No. Like, we've gone over this. No. So yeah, games. And if you want me to watch sports on your system, make it a subscription service that's separate. Don't make it integrated to your goddamn fucking system. Like, Xbox TV now. Xbox, show me side panel. Whoop. Xbox, connect my cell phone. Oh wait, I can do that automatically? As soon as I connect it to this shitty system? Okay. Smart glass. There we go. Totally. Wait, but I can't move the freaking control at the same time I'm holding my cell phone. So yeah, hand cramp. Yeah, that's gonna happen. You're gonna be holding your game controller in one hand, moving the freaking cursor, and then in the other hand you're trying to maneuver your phone using the touch screen. using smart glass, and in your hand's going to cramp. You're just going to freeze in your left hand holding the controller, and it's just going to stay there until you try to move and you drop it, and it's going to be lucky if it doesn't break. Yeah. Because every controller breaks at some point. And even if you have like a really high quality controller, shit happens, okay? Or if you drop your phone and that hand cramps. And then you have to freaking, put your other controller down, grab the smartphone, grab the both, and do it all over again. That's a pain in the ass. I don't... What Microsoft can do for this conference, it's so simple, but they're not... They didn't take any of this into account when they were doing their original conference. I just hope they take into account for their E3 conference. Yeah.